My girlfriend broke up with me out of the blue to go back to her toxic ex, and the reason why still keeps me up at night. We met about 3 years ago through mutual friends. She was funny and warm and easy to talk to, but she came with a story. Everyone in our friend group knew about her ex. On our second date, she told me everything herself. He checked her phone every single night. He made her cry in parking lots. He blew up if she even talked to another guy. He timed how long it took her to drive home. She said she spent 2 years walking on eggshells. Then she looked at me and said she would never let anyone treat her like that again. I remember thinking, I'm going to be the opposite of that guy. And I was. I never asked for her password. I never questioned where she went. When she stayed out late with her friends, I just told her to have fun. When she left her phone on the couch, I didn't even glance at it. Her friends joked that I was the calm one. Her mom thanked me once at a birthday dinner for treating her daughter right. I was proud of that. I thought I was helping her heal. About a year in, I found out her ex had been texting her. His name popped up while we were watching a movie. She grabbed the phone fast, too fast. Later, she admitted he'd been reaching out for months, and she'd been replying. She said it was just closure. She cried and swore it meant nothing. She promised it would never happen again. She blocked his number right there in front of me and deleted the whole thread. I watched her do it. I believed her, because that's what you do when you love someone. Things seemed fine after that, but looking back, there were little things. Her phone was always face down. She went quiet in the evenings. She started taking long walks alone and coming back different. She still said I love you every night, so I didn't push. I wasn't going to become the guy from her stories. Then 2 years in, on a random Tuesday, she sat me down at the kitchen table and said she was done. No fight, no reason, just done. She wouldn't even look at me. She packed a bag that night and went to her sister's place. I asked what I did wrong. She said nothing, and somehow that made it worse. A week later, she posted him on her story, the toxic ex, the parking lot guy, standing in her sister's kitchen with his arm around her like nothing ever happened. I spent months trying to make sense of it. Then last month, I ran into him at a gas station. He was pumping gas 2 cars down. My hands were shaking. I was ready to hate this guy, but he saw me, and his face went soft, and he said, "Hey man, are you doing okay?" I said, "What do you mean?" He got quiet. Then he asked if he could ask me something weird. He said, "Did you really check her phone every night? Did you really make her cry in parking lots?" I just stared at him. I said, "No, that's what she told me you did." He went white. He pulled out his phone and showed me their texts, months of them, starting way back when she and I were still together, including every month after she blocked him in front of me. Turns out she just unblocked him the next morning, and there it was. She'd been telling him that I was the controlling one, that I checked her phone, that I made her cry, that I blew up if she talked to another guy. Word for word, the same stories she told me about him, just with my name in them. She told him she felt trapped. She told him she was scared to leave. She said she needed him to save her. The newest text was from the night before she dumped me. It just said, "Come get me." He thought he was rescuing her from me. He spent months hating me the same way I spent months hating him. He said her family barely looks at him, and now he finally understood why. They heard stories about him too. We stood at that gas station for almost an hour. 2 guys comparing notes on the same relationship. Every story matched. Every date lined up. Those long evening walks she took, she was on the phone with him. While she was crying to me about her past, she was already writing my ending, and that's when it finally hit me. There was never a toxic ex. There was never anyone to be rescued from. There's just whoever she's leaving. That's the villain. He was the monster until I showed up. Then I became the monster so she could go back to him. Before he left, he shook my hand and said good luck. Then he got in his car and drove back to her. Because he's not ready to believe it yet. I get it. A year ago, I wouldn't have believed it either. So no, I don't hate him anymore. I don't even know if I hate her. But some nights I lie awake and think about how this ends. Because one day she'll be done with him again. And somewhere out there, some new guy will be sitting across from her on a second date. He'll hold her hand while she wipes her eyes. And she'll tell him all about her crazy, controlling toxic ex. The guy who checked her phone. The guy who made her cry in parking lots. Me.